I thought I would take you on a little walking tour of Wirksworth railway station. Now it's part of the Ecclesbourne Valley Railway line, and it's a heritage railway, which was originally a railway line built in the 1870s, I believe. I'll give you some info as I'm walking around, because I'll be doing some reading as I'm talking. But they've got all these old carriages and locos and kind of quaint structures, kind of like all the old traditional signposts and lampposts, a bit of bunting going on here. I'm not sure quite what part of the station I'm allowed to access, but I know that I can drop down off the platform here and go on the other side. So let's just have a little walk around and kind of take it all in. I love the fact that they've got all these old machines. Fancy a Kit Kat. Insert your pennies here. Gosh, they were like the old Wrigley's. I was going to say Wrigley Spearmint. It was these, wasn't it? Beech nut. 1 penny for a 3-piece packet. 2 3-piece packets. Do you remember them? You'd get like 3 pieces of gum. Beech nut. They were the things. And of course that would have been all the mod con when that was introduced. It feels quite awesome standing here right in front of the train. Gone are the days, right, where you could walk on a platform like this. In today's society, you go on underpasses or bridges. So they've got all their rolling stock going down here. I can see some more locos. And then they've got those, I don't know what they're called, but they have the engine in them, and it's usually 1 or 2 carriages. And that's the train itself. Let's walk here. Trespassers will be prosecuted by order. What does that mean? They will order the prosecution. Oh, we might be able to go in one of these carriages. Let's have a look. Should we walk down? How posh is this? You get those new high-speed trains and they're kind of really plasticky. I'm not going to sit on them just to test it. But let's have a walk through here. Looks like an old BOAC jet or something. Teasmates. Authorised personnel beyond this point. So what do you think? Did they have these for private functions? You can hire a carriage. God, it's got a real kind of 60s feel about it. So much space. And of course there's no handrails or anything like that. So let's take a walk down the bottom of this platform to the end. We'll cross over and then take a walk down to the other side. They've got several carriages on the right here. I think one of them is converted into a buffet bar. Well, I say buffet bar, it's just a shop basically. And I would invite you to have lunch with me, but in fact I've already eaten, so no lunch. Fastiniog Railway timetable. The White Peak. Heritage Railways. I think we've got one down in where I live. So obviously we've got the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Miniature Railway. Bluebell Railway is there. Kent and East Sussex Railway goes from Tunbridge. So that's that area. Where am I today? Ecclesbourne Valley. I'm not making a habit of following heritage railways. I just happened to be here, so I thought it would be nice to take the shots. So I'm not sure that some of these old carriages are in use. That whole row of red carriages are, because I've been here before and they've not been there. Beware, train crossing. Right, we'll take a walk through the station. I'm not going to stop the filming, I think we'll just film it as we go along. So there's been a station on this site since the 8.5 mile branch from Duffield was opened by the Midland Railway in 1867. Agricultural traffic led to the railway being known as the Milk and Honey Line. Although passenger services stopped in 1947, freight continued until 1989. In the 1970s, up to 400,000 tonnes of limestone was taken by the rail from Wirksworth each year, going to all parts of the country. So the station got a grant from the Heritage Lottery Fund in 2004, and they repaired the station platform, which had fallen into disrepair. And that brought it into the current safety standards for heritage railways. You can actually take train rides along the whole heritage line, but that's not for today. There's a little shop here, transport books. Plenty of DVDs if that takes your fancy. And of course books and jigsaw puzzles. Look at this old railway paraphernalia. Just to make you feel like you're on a train.
I saw a guy up there from Warren Gabriel. Yeah. The thing is, movement some holidays because you have to go to the far shore.
Oh, right, yeah. They were up there, on their bogies, but I don't know.
Oh, no, they're just, well,
Oh, no.
it's almost what they wanted to do. They're building
Deltics, as in the Chris Rears.
Delics and steamers and F-88s and
I'm wondering if this was perhaps an old station building or if this was newly built for the renovation from the lottery fund. However, let's have a look down here, see what we can find. Look at that old tram, it's amazing.
Oscar. On top at multi-car. Yeah, I found it.
Well, I think this is an old Blackpool tram. Isn't that amazing? That's worthy of a picture. So there you have it. The Wirksworth Heritage Railway Station on the Ecclesbourne Valley line. I have no knowledge of the trains. I just kind of fascinated by the old engineering, and it just takes me back to a time that I never existed in. I mean, look at this here. District Motive Power Superintendent. Cromford line, what is that? But it looks ancient. Look at these old bogies and their suspension struts. coupled to a Caledonian sleeper from Scotland. So they're obviously renovating these. What do you think? Do they get in touch with the railway systems, you know, whether it's southeastern or southern or whatever, and say, look, if you're getting rid of any of your kits, get in touch with us and we'll buy it off you and we'll use it here. The London, Midland and Scottish Railway. So my guessing is that if you're taking the Caledonian sleeper all the way up to Inverness, you might start here in the Midlands. Just love this old tram from Blackpool. Well, I'm saying Blackpool because it had Blackpool Transport Services Limited. So yeah. What do you think of that? Metro coastlines. Probably in use until, I don't know. I mean, that looks like a modern sign. So you could argue that it was still in use in Blackpool right up until the 90s, maybe the noughties. But in terms of its look and design, I'm immediately drawn to the 50s and 60s. You know, I can imagine bother boys jumping on to hit the town. Are you on the railways then, or are you just an enthusiast?
I'm an enthusiast.
Okay.
But I've visited a lot of these railways over very many years, so it wasn't. That's come as a bit of a surprise, actually. Then there always is something you've not seen before.
I've been here on numerous occasions, but really just I don't know what the carriages are. I don't know what the trains are, but I just love the old kind of. It takes me back to a time that, you know, maybe when I was a kid or something. And
sadly, I was the one who, as a kid, I collected numbers. So ever since then, I've been hooked.
What, you were one of those
end of platform notebook.
Really?
Numbers down.
And what do you do with that kind of stuff?
Well, you see, the thing is, it appeals to people who collect things, because what you do, and the thing, what you have to remember is, I mean, actually, we're going back to late 60s. It was a big thing with kids.
Yeah, yeah.
If you went to somewhere like, I mean, I grew up in York. If you went to York, you know, big railway like station like that, at the end of the platform there would be crowds. And there's a company called Ian Allen, or was, and what they do is they sell these little format hardback books with all the numbers in. What you do is you make a note of all the numbers, and when you get home you underline the ones as you see them.
Okay.
So it's the collecting thing.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And of course, the object of the exercise was to see all the locomotives in each class.
All right.
So if you go into the second-hand railway shop, it used to be called the combined volume, and you'll see a little format hardback book, and they used to bring it out every year because obviously the railways changed.
And that became your target, to go through the book and then
to collect as many as you could.
Yeah, of course.
So it's the collecting thing. It's
Yeah.
ticking things off.
Yeah, yeah. Administrative. They end up working in the civil service.
No, I ended up working in libraries.
Oh, well, there you go. Lovely chatting with you. Surreptitiously filmed him. What an interesting chap. Well, there you go. So that's the Wirksworth railway station. Tudor travels. I go all places. Stay tuned for more interesting places that I might visit or stumble upon. And I will see you in another video. Bye for now.